All right, from Olight we have the S2R Baton 2, which is an 18650 flashlight. This is the battery that goes in it. No, come on, focus, please. There we go. All right. So the flashlight is not a whole lot bigger than the battery that goes in it. The prior winner for smallest 18650 flashlight was, oh, that's not the right one, was the Skill Hunt H03. I don't know if you can quite see, but it's about 2 millimeters taller. Obviously, the head is bigger. Let's try to turn this around so you don't see the clip. There we go. The head's a little bit narrower. The body's a bit narrower. You can even see here on the end. The tail is just a touch smaller diameter. So weight 43 grams, 1 gram less than the Skill Hunt. Now both of these managed to reduce their size because they're using what's called an optic, meaning it's basically a plastic lens rather than what you think of as a reflector. So this is a Nitecore MH20 GT. Obviously not going to win size contest here. You can see it's quite a bit taller. You can see that it's a lot larger in diameter. But what this reflector does is, and let me start from about over here, gives you a much tighter hotspot. Try to go down to a lower setting. Okay, so much tighter hotspot. The let's see, the Olight on the other hand. So there is the Nitecore hotspot, and there is the Olight hotspot. Let me turn this down as well. Now it's too low. There we go. Okay. So from this distance, you can see it is easily 50 to 100% as large in diameter, which means that as you get to, say, 60 feet or so, you can still see quite well with a reflector, a large reflector, but this really becomes more of a floodlight. But for the size, you really can't beat this because of the amount of light it does put out, 1150 lumens. Now, in terms of checking that, I have a little test where I grab a light meter and bounce it on a white ceiling from a very consistent table in the basement. I graph the results, and let's see, we've got, if I can find here, the S2R2, right about there. Actually, the turbo mode is over the line, meaning it performs higher than it claims to. And then down here, the high mode at 400 lumens, right on the line. So obviously very believable amounts of light, so no issues there. Now a couple significant changes that they've made, that Olight's made. Let me just show you this. Let's see, oops, oh, here we go. So this is an Olight H2R Nova, and it has a do not short circuit the back warning on the tail cap. And that's because you've got a negative. This is essentially a negative. That's essentially a positive. This is what allows the little charging dongle to charge the battery. You can see tail cap, and then there of course is the battery. It's got a positive in the center. The outer silver ring is a redundant negative that duplicates this. You can still use just conventional lithium ion in both the older Olights as well as the new S2R Nova. But what they did now is, first off, I noticed no warning. Second thing I noticed is instead of a tail cap, it's really the whole body that comes off. And The battery, though, is essentially unchanged. You still have the redundant negative. If you were to throw this in your pocket and a penny was to short between these two, you would have some problems. You would also probably have a dead battery because the protection circuit would probably cut in and that would be the end of it. Battery's been upgraded to 3200 milliamp hours, so a little bit of an improvement over the 3000 that I was seeing in some of the older products, well, from last year. So that is one difference. It now unscrews basically a head and a body tail. The other difference is that seems to allow them to put a lanyard hole right there. Okay, oops, why won't you focus? Okay, yeah. So there's a lanyard hole there, which is nice. This is the H2R Nova, no lanyard hole. You could put it on the clip, but the clip could also come off the flashlight, so that's not guaranteed. While this is not going to come off. If you lose, obviously, this tail cap section, you've lost the flashlight. One other difference, though, that I did notice is with the new charging dongle. It's rounded, kind of a brighter blue, kind of cool, but let's see, they put the writing on here, 4.2 volts, 1 amp, let's focus in again, please, there we go, and they put the charging indicator on the back. So what that means is, if you were accustomed to charging with the flashlight standing on its tail like that, as I was, you're not gonna see the status light anymore. So I guess from now on I just have to, if I'm using a charging pack, it's not a big deal. But if I'm charging it on my desk or in a wall socket, it's just easier sometimes to have it sitting down properly. But that's probably a minor complaint, really. The other significant improvement I've noticed is the pocket clip. So the prior pocket clips, and again I'm going to use the Olight H2R as an example, would rotate around the body. I also have an M2R Warrior, and I believe that was the same case. So now you've got this sort of milled section. So when the clip is on, there we go, the clip will not rotate. And it's obviously got a fairly deep pocket carry. You can see how deep it basically, if you put this in a pocket or you put it on your shirt, the entire flashlight is basically inside. Come on, focus. There we go. Is entirely hidden, so not going to worry so much about it having gotten dislodged or bumped off. That also allows you, I don't have the baseball cap handy here, but you can imagine that if you slid this either flashlight on top or flashlight below on a baseball cap, that's going to work fairly well as a headlight. Although at 43 grams, you are going to notice that you've got this thing sitting on the end of your baseball cap. But it's better than not having a headlamp at your disposal. Looking through that, I think the last thing on my list here is that the magnet, which works for the charging dock, also allows you, of course, like the prior generation, allows you to basically hold it in a horizontal or vertical position if you're working somewhere. I'm often working in the house fixing sinks and stuff underneath, that type of thing, and this really helps in terms of being able to shed light while I'm working. I'll put some of the rest of the information in the text, but if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching.